Flood overlays are devastating, making property uninsurable and lowering values. Governments too will suffer lower revenues from these depressed property prices. Lower land tax, duties and rates, along with general business suppression, are outcomes no one wants. Of course, flooding causes many other problems: traffic disruption, safety, liability, cleanup, infrastructure damage and labour costs, to name a few. Nobody wins. So we must seek affordable solutions to mitigate the flooding problems and minimise the extent of overlays. Risdon Road Culvert and its stormwater infrastructure are over 70 years old and need to be revised. All the stormwater from the top of North Hobart to Lenna Valley is sent via the Maypole Creek and the Newtown rivulet, which complements 90 degrees at the inlet of Risdon Road Culvert. This culvert has a very poor design, but replacing it is unrealistic. While it may have been adequate 70 years ago, when it was mainly apple orchards up Lenna Valley, that area is now fully urbanised and the runoff dynamic is vastly different. As Johnny on the spot at Lauderdale Cottage, I've been able to study the Risdon Road Culvert and the lower reaches of the Newtown rivulet, and it was obvious that changes needed to be made. The council's practice of clearing the rivulet with an excavator after each flood just creates a bowling alley in readiness for the next flood. There's a move to remove crack willows from the rivulet. I understand the motive, but urge caution on how the removal is staged, as willows are often the only energy dissipators and soil binders currently in place. Replacing them with rootstock is a gamble that we won't see another major flood event in the next 30 or 40 years. Before and after photos of a section of the rivulet just upstream of Lauderdale Cottage were taken on either side of the 2018 flood. Note the damage. While the 2018 flood was big and wreaked havoc, it can't be considered a one-off. Subsequent floods showed the problem wasn't just the water, but the debris and where it was deposited. The debris always blocked the culvert first, rendering it useless. Small changes can make a big difference in hydrology, as seen when a series of hydraulic jumps were recently placed along the lower reaches of the rivulet. These jumps have almost eliminated the transportation of debris to the culvert, dramatically reducing flooding. They also provide additional environmental benefits by adding stilling ponds and habitats for fish and wildlife. The council can't clean out within the culvert, as it's considered a confined space, so these hydraulic jumps have proved a game changer. Still, further low-cost improvements are possible. Observation of the culvert in flood clearly shows strong turbulence at the culvert inlet caused by the Maypole confluence. This turbulence dramatically reduces the culvert's efficiency, possibly as high as 50%, even without considering the debris issue. As no performance information is available for the Risdon Road culvert, I've made a flume model that clearly demonstrates the problem and provides a solution. The flow from the side, representing the Maypole, disrupts the culvert inflow, causing a loss of momentum that significantly raises the water level in the system. This energy loss also causes debris deposits upstream and within the culvert, further exacerbating the problem. Directing the Maypole through the first culvert cell has several benefits. It stops the turbulence, creates a wing wall that better directs and maintains the flow momentum, and clears the debris. The lower water height within the cells confirm that the diverter achieves higher culvert efficiency.
When sand is introduced to represent debris, the overall improvement is strikingly obvious. Of course, a 1 in 100 flood will overwhelm any system, but that's not to say we shouldn't try to reduce the issues in most flood events. Adopting the flood overlay without first implementing or even considering simple, cost-effective improvements to the stormwater system is at best premature, if not negligent. What are we getting in return for the stormwater levy added to our rates? Some helpful real solutions, or just a computer-generated map overlay? How about improving or at least optimising the system before penalising the population?